Welcome to the podcast of disaster. I'm your host JCR1216, and joining me are my co-hosts.
Easy.
Yo, Lim.
I got a frog in my throat today. Ooh.
Mhm. So we have the finale of the DCX Sonic crossover, which has been going on for some time. It's finally nice to see it come to an end. Well, we have to review the end first. This one's titled Chaos Crisis, and it begins with everyone seeing them dressed up as themselves, which might be a little bit awkward because I wouldn't like it if Sonic the Hedgehog went into my closet and wore my clothes.
Yeah, this issue was honestly way better than the last one, especially because it felt a little less condensed. I mean, they had to wrap up pretty short story, so it was still pretty condensed, relatively speaking. I still think that this whole thing should have been like a proper miniseries, not just 5 issues. But that's just me. Um, but it wrapped up nicely. I really liked Supersonic. That was cool, um, and the art was good. And well,
Yeah.
except for Lex, he looked weird in that one shot. But that's just my opinion.
That's for
That's
later.
not. Yeah, that's for later.
Yeah. So we get. It is nice to see. I like the back and forth that we got with Batman and Shadow, with Joker blowing up the Batmobile and Batman just casually says it happens.
How many times
Yeah,
has it
that
happened?
was too many. Trust me, Batman's Batmobile has its own individual insurance, most likely.
On his Bat credit card, he also has a Bat insurance along with a Bat
I
mortgage.
imagine Bat mortgage, Bat insurance. He has to pay for his cave probably, even though it's a secret cave. Who knows?
Yeah. It is nice to see like besides Shadow and Batman, it was nice just seeing. This is what I've wanted to see from this crossover, just the characters interacting. And it does kind of feel like a rug.
Yeah,
This is like I think like the first time like having like proper like banter and interactions. It's like the first issue. Granted, plot happened, but at the
yeah,
same time, it is kind of sad that it took this long to see other stuff. Like interacting with the villains was cool and all, but I kind of wish that they still had the center point be on the heroes.
yeah. That was always kind of my main gripe with this. Like, they kind of don't do much with the a lot of the stuff that happens feels like it was literally just because of time, but even still, it was like, yeah, I kind of wanted them to do a little bit more with that, but we gotta have to move on with something else. It's like, oh, so I'm glad this one had kind of had that again. Um,
Yeah. I do like once again. I will praise how fantastic the art looks. Adam Bryce Thomas is a fantastic artist, and just like the shot with
I
all the characters running is fantastic.
I think his art is incredibly good. I do have gripes with some of the costume, like this, for the DC characters. I mean, like the choices that they like the costumes that he decided to pick out. Because I'm one of those people that knows the context of all this, the different fits and stuff, and it's like a melting pot, and it just like the autistic side of me is so bothered looking at Barry Allen and Wally West's costume for the fifth time. He's not the only artist that's done this though, but
I
it's just
too am
like, oh
autistic. I've noticed something,
yeah.
but it's insane to me that that Darkseid somehow you kept control of one Chaos Emerald and did all of this. Power Scalers are gonna
Mhm.
have a nightmare or a wet dream.
It's probably both right now. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, it's the Sonic Phantom.
I think the scaling of these kind of crossovers never actually matter, though. To be fair, like I don't typically take those as like canon or at face value at the very least. Like not usually. But it is what it is. I think Supersonic, like fighting Darkseid, was just cool as heck. It's pretty much just seeing like Superman fight him in terms of in terms of power scaling. That's what it felt like. I was like, oh, that's what this is. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I like Flash and Sonic having like if there's one thing I would give Ian consistent praise for, the way that he handled the banter between Flash and Sonic was incredible.
That was pretty good. I liked it. I liked it. It was pretty nice.
Yeah.
I also love the panel where both Sonic and Flash uses each other's feet to run in the air. That was neat. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah, that was cool. I love it when comics do that type of art direction where it's like let's get goofy with it. A lot of this just feels like Frontiers in terms it has like a Frontiers esque like things are happening and it's kind of serious. But I wish we got more of the goofiness that like that Flash and Sonic panel with the feet running. I wish we got more of like those moments in this miniseries.
Yeah, honestly, if there was one thing major complaint, I think this thing was just a tad too dire for my liking. I mean, not dire. Well, yeah, dire. Because like I was kind of hoping we'd have a little bit more just goofy shenanigans. We kind of had a little bit of that, but not as much as I would want. Like I was like half expecting Mr. and Mrs. Pitalik to show up or something and like reveal that it was actually him the whole time. I don't know, like just something
would've been
crazy
awesome.
like that. Just some more goofiness, I suppose. I don't know. That's just like the most nitpick of all nitpicks. I have a feeling we're gonna get more of that with the Eggman Lex thing that they are going to do in the future, though. That's probably what it's gonna be with the. They kind of should have. Honestly, they should have started with that. That probably would have been a lot more simple to like. I'm not sure why they went with Darkseid first and not Eggman and Lex first. That seems more natural of a progression of threats, but that's just me.
Yeah, like Eggman and Lex, I feel like it was cool to see Darkseid, but it's kind of like Zack Snyder doing Darkseid in the Justice League movie, and like not giving like anything else to it. It feels like, and
Well,
the
to be
fact
fair,
that I
it's
just
5
compared
issues.
Ian Flynn to Zack Snyder means I'm gonna have two different types of bombs at my house.
The writers of both fandoms are gonna kill you.
Yeah.
The fans of both, yeah.
I hate the fact that it also like goes to a factory reset. It's like, oh, we remember everything, but it kind of never happened.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
all
it's
a
like
There
dream.
was,
they pulled an 06 and Prime, but they more like pulled this like a Prime. Like they remember it. So this is
yeah.
like, is this in the canon now? So does the DC Sonic like I'm rereading it right now, and it means that yeah, I think this is canon to the actual mainline Sonic timeline.
I guess. Does it? Well, arguably. I don't know. I don't know if it was intended to be, but who knows?
Yeah, but it's like, oh my god. But yeah, the ending that we've talked about a bit, Eggman and Luthor teaming up is a fantastic like that as like I will keep on ramming that point home. This crossover, I feel like, suffers the same issues that I had with this current arc in IDW, where it feels like you're putting too much into one baked potato. If that makes sense, you're putting bacon, cheese, ham bits, and like hash browns and gravy on top of your thing. If that makes sense, making a food analogy because I am a big bag.
I think that the crossover wasn't really meant to be anything more than just kind of fun anyway. To be fair, so like I said, all my disappointments of this is it's very nitpicky at most, and I'm not trying to be like that guy, especially considering I've wanted this kind of this specific um uh I've wanted a DC Sonic crossover for a long time because I'm a big Batman guy, and so it's always been like, yeah, what if, guys, what if Batman met Sonic? So now that it's actually happening, I'm like, oh, nice. I think I kind of set myself up for slight disappointment realizing that it was only 5 issues. That's when I knew. I was like, oh, it's not gonna be that big of a deal, is it? Like this is
Well,
gonna be.
apparently it's gonna be more issues, maybe even 5 more issues with that ending.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're
Actually,
definitely gonna do more.
actually, there's gonna be one more because if you go to the beginning when they say the name Chaos Crisis, when you see part 5, there's another dot right there. And if you go to the other issues, yeah, the previous one, you see the same thing, but the dot is back, like symbolizing the part they are in now, like part 4, part 3, stuff like that. So there could be a part 6.
Yeah.
Eventually, but this is like the end for now, as it says at the end of it. So maybe
Yes,
we'll
and
get like
for
one more
now.
like finale one, but it doesn't like how did Eggman get into Metropolis?
He probably stay there.
How didn't he? He's the Eggman. He's the guy. I don't know. That's a good
He
question.
has
How
the
did he
master
get into
plan.
Metropolis? He's got the master plan. How did he get into Metropolis? And it's like the team up itself I'm excited for because it makes sense. Lex and Eggman teaming up is like the most logical team up you could do with DC and
Yeah.
Sonic. But
How
yeah,
long they would
it's
take to betray each other? That's the question.
5 minutes. Give or take. I'm just kidding. Maybe not 5 minutes, but like it's not gonna take that long. Trust. Once they realize they're cooked or something, it's over.
Oh
But,
yeah, we are winning. We are defeating the heroes. And then the next second they said that they put a gun on each other. There can only be one.
Yeah. But at
Also,
the same time, it's like I do hope like if we do get more, I hope there's like more of like seeing Mr. Terrific was really cool. Seeing Blaze was really cool. I hope that this was a testing ground to put more of the characters into the stuff. Like I would love to like we did get a lot of that in issue 4, but it needs to be more balanced out. I feel like the overall criticism I have for this is that it is kind of it kind of sets it up for like, oh yeah, we need to have more things here than, like you didn't have to put Dark Side as the first phase Darkseid isn't a Phase 1 guy. That's an astronomical threat. And yeah, that makes sense, but I do agree that Lex and Eggman should have been that first thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
he's the
don't
dark
know.
side.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, I get it because Darkseid is an incredibly popular villain. Like, there's no denying that. But I don't know. I always thought it was a little weird that they just went with him first. I was like, oh, we're just doing him first? Oh, okay. Like, dang, we're just
I
starting with
mean,
Darkseid.
it could have been that, or they could have dropped something like Trigon, Doomsday, Brainiac.
Doomsday or Brainiac. No, Brainiac would have been. It's funny
Would
you
have
say
made
that
more
because
sense, probably, because
yeah.
Brainiac is known to kind of go into different multiverse, I think, unless I'm mistaken, villains.
He goes into well, it's not that he goes into different multiverses constantly, but he's very much a collector of worlds type of villain. So he would have also been a pretty big threat like Darkseid, but it wouldn't have been as weird, I guess. Like it wouldn't have felt as like, oh, this is soon. But because just that's just how Brainiac is. He just be going, he's like, I don't know. It's very, I don't know. Brainiac seems like a big enough threat for it to justify an entire crossover, but it also not big enough for it to be a little bit like, whoa there, whoa there.
Yeah, but I feel like like Darkseid was a nice pull, but I would have much rather that be hyped up for next year because this is just my train of thinking. But if I was the one writing this crossover, I would have done Luther, then I would have done Darkseid instead of doing it the other way around. I understand that you want to get the popular, but I feel like Luther is more popular than Darkseid.
They're yeah. I mean, I don't know. I really can't determine that, but I can say that he definitely is like more in terms of just like when you think of DC villains, most people probably think of either Darkseid or Joker or Lex. It's like those are the three that people typically think about, I think, unless you're just specifically talking about like a specific hero's villains. But if you're just talking about general DC villains, I feel like that's
They
like
should
the
have fought
perfect
Condiment King for 5 issues.
Condiment King. Justice for Condiment King. We need the Condiment
Yeah.
King cut.
Yeah, we need Ian release the condom cut. That sounded so bad.
Condom cut.
Don't ever say that again.
That's on you, boy.
What? That's a cut that I think I would rather stay away from. Ian, please don't release that cut. You can keep that one in the drafts.
Keep it in the basement.
Keep it in the basement, please. Yeah, no.
Yeah, but I loved. But back to like the stuff about the character moments. See, I wish we did get to see more of Amy and Wonder Woman, especially because it was cute seeing at the beginning. But I'm like, oh my god, it's like the first time they interacted in like since like issue 1. Or like a member, like they may have interacted in issue 2, but it felt like, oh my god, it was so nice to
The way she picked up Amy was like kind of like seeing your daughter, cosplaying as you.
Yeah.
like it was so wholesome, and I wish we
It
got
was
more like
really
wholesome moments.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree on that. I hope that this crossover, like the stuff that come out, I'm excited. I'm more excited about the merch. I don't know why than anything else.
I can
I'm
already see.
excited.
They didn't show up some Funko Pops.
They showed off some action figures, actually, like some actual full-on, like figures that you can buy with money.
Yeah, I remember the
Believe it or
Funko
not.
Pops, but that's it.
Yeah, they're
There's like
releasing
this
action
one,
figures.
Cyborg and Tails also I feel like didn't get it. Like to me they only focused on like they only focused on Superman and Batman.
Knuckles.
No, they didn't even really focus on Superman. It was more of the Flash and
Sonic.
Batman when it came to the focus, like the overall focus of this crossover.
I think that one of the biggest disappointments was the fact that they didn't even get them to fight villains that I think would have been a lot more interesting. They just picked the safest option. Like, of course he fought the Joker. Of course he fought Reverse Flash and not the Rogues or something, or Mirror Master. Just like they just picked the ones that I think the general public is somewhat familiar with, and I'm just like, I mean,
This
that
is
makes
why I would
sense.
say this is kind of like Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah.
Like it just feels like it feels safe. Now, was it nice to see Mr. Terrific and Blaze appear? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was cool. I'm glad that they showed up, but I just wish they did more.
Yeah, but it's like we barely get to see. Like, I understand they're trying to do connections, but it's like if that fourth issue, I feel like had so much wasted potential because we could have seen different. I understand Sonic has a limited villains rogues gallery compared to like DC because there's like
I mean,
60-year difference between
Yeah, I mean,
times to get villains, but
but there
Not
was a
even
reason
60
why.
years. It's more like it's nearly 100 when you think about it.
Yeah,
I would have
there,
loved to see Shadow fight Mr. Freeze. Seeing Shadow and Mr. Freeze together, two people who have dealt with losses on a huge scale, that would have been so much cooler to me than
Yeah.
him fighting Joker.
I've been saying this day one, but Mr. Freeze is like the perfect villain for both Shadow and Amy. and I'm like, why didn't we do anything with this? This would have been so big, but whatever. Like, oh well.
Isn't Brainiac technically a rock? It would have been funny to see Knuckles fight Brainiac.
I mean,
But I feel like that
Brainiac
would
is
be kind of
supposed to be a
too.
cyborg or something like that. Like a robot.
Brainiac is a computer android. Where did you get Rock from?
Oh, I just thought I'm much more of a really I thought he was a
Marvel?
rock. He looked like a rock to
No,
me.
he's not a rock. Brainiac? He's a robot. Wait, what? Now I'm confused. Wait, where's this rock thing coming from? What
I
version
liked
of
it for, like,
Brainiac looks like a rock to you? I gotta know now.
I meant Doomsday.
Oh, Doomsday. You're thinking of Doomsday.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
I meant
he's
Doomsday.
not.
I said Brainiac. That was my mistake.
Well, he's not a rock, but he does have like a weird texture. He has like spikes coming out of him. I was so confused. I was like, Brainiac?
I thought Doomsday was a rock.
I don't think he's a rock. He's just some freak monster thingy.
he's the predator.
I don't
of
exactly remember
of
the
League of
species. I
Champions.
just know that he's not a rock.
The species of
If they do introduce more if they do a part of me just kind of wants to collaborate with the fandom and do like a DCX crossover with
Well, you're
with
in luck. Well, you're in luck. I've been. It's funny because
Yeah,
while
I've
we're
seen the
doing this podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
While we're- yeah.
I would love to do I would love to team up with you and like others to like try to make a comic, like our own version of the DC Sonic crossover.
Yeah. Well,
It's like I would have loved to see Marine interact with Shazam.
Yeah. Fun.
No, have Marine go up against Black Adam.
The hierarchy of power is about to change, and then like an Australian raccoon lady just goes, "Oi, who are you talking to?"
Yeah. But man, like seeing I feel like if they are gonna do it looks like they are setting up for a sequel. I hope that they expand because to me the biggest praises I had for this entire thing was seeing the different characters. Besides the like seeing Mr. Terrific and Blaze to me are like really cool standout moments because it's like the unexpected. It was kind of like seeing the Deadly Six, even though I hate the Deadly Six, they need to die with fire. But it would be so cool to see Blaze interact with like Oracle.
Oh yeah, or like, yeah. Honestly, just more characters is what this needs, definitely.
Yeah. It's like if they do an expansion, if we do get another 5, I hope we also get to see like if they don't, I would love to see like a mix up. It's like have Sonic with the lanterns. Have Silver with Batman would be really funny. Can you tell me how to get a contingencies plan to stop this bad future? Imagine
Batman just looks
Batman in
at him.
Crisis City, which is just this is less hectic than Gotham. Like how bad is Gotham if Crisis City is not that bad compared to Gotham?
I'm picturing him being like, I've dealt with worse, and Silver's like, how? This place is on fire. Eh.
Perfect Joker coming in.
Like the only thing that's bad about this place is that it smells like soot. Other than that, it's not that bad. It's like, dang, you'd rather live here than flipping Gotham? That's crazy.
Like, I hope if they do a next time, like if they go back and have fight, I could see them setting up the Legion of Doom. I feel like a Legion of Doom might be next.
Legion of Doom probably would be next, because like, what else are they gonna do? Like, I don't know what other stuff
It's
they
gonna
can
be a
do
Luther.
right now.
Like, if you're gonna do a second one, and like the Legion of Doom should have like, Darkseid should have been a part 2. You don't have Darkseid as a part 1, even though this was handled pretty well. Darkseid should not have been part 1.
Yeah, he's also not even, and it's like it's interesting because like he's not even the other. He's not even the only New Gods villain that could have used other New Gods villain that's comparatively more small scope than Darkseid, and it would have been fine. I don't know why they just went straight to Darkseid.
People love him.
I don't know. It's interesting. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Probably it was a Warner Brothers thing. They say, okay, use Darkseid.
Maybe. There's definitely a possibility.
I wonder why it is funny seeing Darkseid give Sonic a headbutt. I'm just rambling off moments here. That was funny. It's like, what did Darkseid think that would do?
Knock him out, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Classic Knuckles knocked down Classic Super Sonic out of the form. So maybe a headbutt to the modern one would do the thing.
That's another thing, though. The consistency of the power scaling is definitely something to be put into question, but, that's not here or there.
Yeah.
I do think that it was overall pretty fun, though.
The pacing has still. I feel like the pacing was also kind of nutty, like
Oh,
throughout of it.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Well, they've always, this entire crossover's pacing has obviously been kind of questionable.
I think this would have been better if Ian didn't write the current IDW arc alongside. Like, I don't know if he wrote it alongside. Don't take my word for it, but it feels like he wrote DC alongside the IDW issues. If that makes sense.
I think he did. I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, though, what I hope they do for the sequel is honestly to switch it up more. Get a DC writer for the second part. I just want to see what would happen. I want to know how a DC writer would write Sonic characters, just because like I want to know, and get DC artists on the second part so it can have its own flavor. Like get Dan Moore or something. Although actually, don't get Dan Moore, not because he's a bad artist, but he's been worked to death at this point.
Didn't
We know
Ian
who I'm
technically
talking
work on a Superman comic?
about. Did he? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Because I remember reading his portfolio, and I remember him saying that he did a Superman thing. I'm like, oh, I want a DC. You saying you want a DC writer, and then the monkey's paw curls, and it's Ian again.
Look, all I'm
mean, that-
saying is I want to see how a different writer would write.
Yeah.
Like a writer I've never seen before.
I would love to see Daniel Barnes take his take on this if we're gonna have another Sonic writer do it. But Ian's probably gonna come back.
Yeah, being realistic, yeah. But it would be cool to see. What I do wish is we had more DC, a DC artist to draw some of this stuff, because I get why they got like I said, Dan Moore needs to do at least one cover. That guy he's like a legend. We need that. I need that man to do. And he can. Before y'all ask, can he like draw cartoony characters? Yes, he's done it before.
Actually, I was going to say, let's pray it's actually an artist that don't draw bad stuff, because both DC and Marvel have the same thing. Writers that go, freaky with the drawing.
I mean, look, all I'm saying is that if the artist I'm talking about can draw something, well, I guess we can't see this because we're in a podcast, but but I'm showing you guys, if they can draw something like this, I'm sure they could draw Sonic just fine.
Let me see.
Is that? Oh, that is Bugs Bunny. Oh yeah, Multiverses. That poor game.
Yeah, I swear. This is from the Multiverses comic. I'm so sorry for the Multiverse players, bro.
I spent,
yeah,
I spent
we-
we got
$50
done dirty.
LeBron James.
We got done dirty, dude.
Yeah.
We got done dirty.
Would you guys spend $10 on LeBron James?
Would you believe
I
me?
just-
Would you believe me that I bought the beta pass of Multiverses?
You poor bastard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Warner Brothers needs to stop making bad business decisions.
It's not Warner
forgot.
Brothers. It's well, it kind of is, because the first I know, the monetization was Warner Brothers pleasure, because it seemed Warner Brothers has the issue of cutting off funds and stuff like that. I don't have proof, but it kind of shows with a few track records. For example, Infinite Crisis, rest in peace that game.
Yeah.
No, at least Multiverses wasn't a Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Yeah.
Is that game still
It was
alive?
actually-
You know what? I would have much rather seen the Sonic villains go up against the Suicide Squad.
When, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
I would love
I'm
to
just
see.
throwing out ideas. But I am being serious when I say I would love to do like a fandom crossover. Get other creators in the Sonic fandom and like write a DC Sonic of our own.
I'm too busy writing Superman crossing over with mine, so I don't know if I do that.
Well, I would have to like, maybe that should be on the back burner when everyone else is less busy. Because I have a third season of a show and a movie to write.
Yeah.
But that will do it for this episode of the Podcast of Disaster. Hold on, that wasn't good. That wasn't a good ending. Well, speaking of bloopers, this blooper of an episode is finished. There we go. Thank you so much for watching this and our entire coverage of the Sonic DC crossover. Be good to yourselves, others, and mothers, and have a good night.
Bye.
Good night. Bye.
Bye, everybody.